2024 is on the horizon, and I have my top 10 predictions for the pro wrestling business in 2024. Let's go! Number 10. Braun Breaker makes his main roster debut. This could either take place at the Royal Rumble, in the Royal Rumble, could be his first main roster appearance, and then officially the night after WrestleMania is always a great place for that sort of thing. But it's time to do it. Let's call the big man up. He has spent enough time down in NXT. He is as ready as he is going to be to join the main roster. Number 9, CM Punk will not be any kind of drama. We will not hear any sort of backstage bitching, politicking, fights, beefs, drama, nothing of any kind. CM Punk will come off as a model WWE superstar, as he already has been, going down to NXT and working with the talent there and that sort of thing. This is going to continue. This is going to be a fine year for CM Punk, both in the ring, if he can stay injury-free, and backstage. No drama, drama-free year. Now, this is not to say that he will remain drama-free. You know, if he signed a 2-year, 3-year contract, something before then will break. But this year, I think, will be a good year for CM Punk in the WWE. Number 8 is Gunther. Gunther, I will believe, will remain undefeated throughout the entire year of 2024. This is not to include like a Royal Rumble or anything like that. But as far as one-on-one, I think he is going to remain undefeated and possibly go to WrestleMania 41 to face whoever the champion may be in the main event for the title there, or possibly as early as SummerSlam of 2024. Gunther is on the fast track to being that main event star. Even if he does lose before then, I think he'll be in the world title picture by the end of 2024. But the prediction is he remains undefeated, wins the world title undefeated, and then drops the Intercontinental title, just like the Ultimate Warrior did. Number 7, speaking of guys winning the world title, I am predicting over on the AEW side that Will Ospreay will indeed win the AEW World's Championship in the main event of Wembley Stadium this summer, 2024. July or August, whenever the fuck they'll be over there. Will Ospreay will be in the main event, challenging for the world title, and will win the world title for AEW over in Wembley Stadium. And they're going to try to create that moment, as they should. Number 6, speaking of all these world title reigns, all good title reigns must come to an end. And I do think we will finally see Roman Reigns drop the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, probably at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes. Cody's got to finish that story. It has to be against Roman, in my opinion. This is all just fantasy booking, but I think what I would do is have Roman drop the belt at Mania to Cody. Cody finishes the story. Cody goes on as a babyface champion. Roman then, now that he's lost the title, gets attacked the next night on Raw by Solo Sikoa, who's now coming for that tribal chief position. And that is the feud coming out of WrestleMania. A babyface turn for Roman as he loses the title and now feuds with Solo, who gets a huge mega push. Maybe ends up with Gunther's Intercontinental title and then officially maybe, a world title match down the line. But that's something that I would give Solo going forward too, is the title of tribal chief. Not only does he attack Roman, but maybe goes on to a match to beat Roman. And Roman can take a break for a little while, come back as a babyface. But at that point, he would have made both Cody Rhodes and he would have made Solo Sikoa. Then Cody Rhodes takes that title and drops it to Gunther, either the next year at WrestleMania or at SummerSlam. The unstoppable brick wall of Gunther, the babyface, could not overcome it. Maybe he drops it to SummerSlam to Gunther and then comes back at WrestleMania 41 for the rematch to face Gunther again, this time as the challenger, the challenging babyface. It's good shit. To me, that's good shit, but what do I know? Number 5, I think TNA will have the best run of its entire existence. Maybe not to the point of that they had where they were challenging Raw on Monday nights as far as ratings and such. But I do think as far as the Anthem era, where they switched to Impact and now they're back to TNA, I think they're going to have a hell of a year. And I think they are going to push themselves up to a strong number 3 promotion behind AEW. I think they are going to set themselves firmly as the number 3 and kind of stand out from the pack. They've already shown that they're willing to spend money. They've made big offers to guys like Punk. Apparently there's offers on the table to Mercedes Moné as well. They're willing to throw out money. I think they made an offer to Will Ospreay. It's not that they're necessarily going to get the big stars because they're not offering that kind of money, but they're here to play ball. They're serious about their company, and I think with the rebranding, I think they're going to get a lot more attention and really have a breakout, standout year in 2024. Number 4, I think AEW does renew their TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. I think all this hoopla about Raw and CM Punk and all of that, I think it's all a bunch of gobbledygook, and I will maybe be proven wrong. Who knows? And if so, I will eat all of my crow right here on this YouTube channel. But until then, I am steadfast that it's a bunch of internet blah, 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 and that AEW, though maybe not going to get the that they were hoping for, I think they're at least going to get renewed for another round with Warner Brothers Discovery. Maybe after that they might be in danger, but I think this time around, I think Warner Brothers is going to stick with them and offer them significantly more and help kickstart that company and get them back on track. Number 3, I think sadly, Bryan Danielson will retire from professional wrestling. He has already come out and said he feels like the end is near, but it's not yet. But he's one of those guys that kind of gets injured in every single match that he does. Nobody tells him he can't. He went to AEW so he could have those physical matches because Vince told him he couldn't. They were trying to protect Danielson from himself, and I think he's going to end up going a little bit too far this year. I think one too many matches, brutal matches, are going to take their toll on him this year, and there might be one final injury, one final concussion, and I'm not wishing it upon him. I'm not trying to put the bad juju out there. Look, knocking on wood here, but the fact remains, he's even said it himself, the end is near. And if he keeps wrestling the way that he wrestles, you know, the end is only near because you cannot sustain for that long. Your body is going to break down on you. It's going to say no. There are people that make it into their 40s and 50s and 60s and so on, like Sting and Jericho or whatever, are the people that played it fairly safe to begin with. You know, like a Miz, for example, is going to be around until forever because he's never gotten hurt. Bryan Danielson, he's got a very short shelf life left on him by his own words, and I think that comes to fruition before the end of 2024. Number 2, I think we're going to see major names jumping ship, both to AEW from WWE and to WWE from AEW. I think we're going to see more of that, and I think we're going to see it with major names. 2 of the big contracts coming up, MJF just recently came out and disputed that he has re-signed anything with AEW and does still hold that his contract is up in 2024. And I honestly see, if that's the case, I see MJF making the jump. Now's the time to make that jump. WWE is hotter than ever. AEW is weaker than ever. And unless Tony Khan is throwing so much filthy money at you that you would be stupid to make the jump now, and you're still young enough where you can always jump next time around, and you take that fat payday now where you know you could live off of that the rest of your life if you took Pile Driver the wrong way or something. And then when that contract is up, now that you've made all the money that you need to make in your lifetime, now you can go make more dirty money in WWE and just ride that wave. But I think, unfortunately for AEW, now is the time to make that jump to WWE because they're hot as hell right now. On the flip side of that, that's going to make it get a lot more crowded over there. I know a lot of people think Drew McIntyre is a big star, and certainly we could see him making the jump. I don't like Drew McIntyre at all, and I don't think he's a big star, so I wouldn't count that, though. He could definitely be a possibility. I also see Seth Rollins and, maybe Becky Lynch, seeing what the water's like over on the other side. Rollins has already admitted multiple times that he's never going to be the top guy in WWE. Yeah, Roman is the guy. No matter how hard Seth tries, it's Roman. And once Roman steps down, it'll probably be Cody, or it'll probably be, whoever else at that time. It'll never be Rollins. He'll always be the macho to somebody else's Hogan, which is not a bad spot to be. Hey, man, to be the number 2 or 3 guy in the WWE for 10 years is not a bad fucking spot financially, for your legacy, none of that. This is not to shake a stick at. But some of these guys, man, Rollins maybe wants to see what he can do as the guy in a company. If he walked into AEW and became the face of AEW for a significant run, he could really turn them around with star power and just lead as the top guy. Because I don't think Edge is doing it right now. He could do what CM Punk tried to do, but clashed with everybody while he did it. Rollins could go in there and do it right. But if not Rollins, I definitely see a McIntyre jumping ship. But somebody between both sides, a top guy, a world champion caliber guy, will jump from each side. And before I get to my number 1, if I could bug you to just please hit that subscribe button down below if you like what you're watching. Help a brother out. Hit that like button too while you're there. And let's go ahead and pop on into our number 1. And my number 1 prediction for the year 2024 is that Vince McMahon is going to be leaving TKO, thus leaving WWE, leaving all of it. Vince McMahon will be gone from the entire company. You're fired. I didn't want to go as hard with that. My voice is a little bit good to begin with today. Got a little bit of lemon water off to the side. That's besides the point. Vince McMahon is going to be stepping down or fired. One of the two. He's going to be gone from TKO. We've already seen the start of that. We've already seen some of those moves being made. Maybe it's because of a scandal or the results of a current scandal, a new scandal, who knows? Or maybe it's just been the long-term plan all along to phase him out after. You don't want to just dump the guy right when you buy the company. That'll tank the stock. You want to ease Vince out of it, ease into the takeover of WWE. But either way, I think Vince McMahon will not make it out of 2024 sitting at the chair that he's sitting at now at the desk for TKO. That's it, y'all. That's my predictions for 2024. Let me know yours down in the comments below. I'm curious what you think. If you have any further thoughts on mine, or any arguments or contradictions or things to add to the things that I said, or if you have your own predictions, I'm more interested to hear about those. Leave them down in the comments below. It's certainly going to be a wild year, as it always is in professional wrestling. And honestly, it's impossible to predict what's going to happen. Nobody could have predicted anything that happened in 2023. Literally nobody. From being CM Punk being fired from AEW, coming back to AEW, fired from AEW, going back to WWE, the Wembley Stadium show, just everything. Roman Reigns beating Cody, all of it, man. It's just been a wild year. Vince, TKO, the buyout, the merger. Fuck, man. What a wild year in pro wrestling. I'm excited to see what this year brings us. Hopefully a lot of happiness, not a lot of sadness, but let's forge forward as wrestling fans bravely into the new year and see what it brings us. I am your boy, Seth Grimes. Peace, love, and pizza. We'll catch you in the next video.